Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a DIY Dollar Tree country flower hat, and this is just an updated version of a throwback Thursday to the straw hats of days gone by. I don't know if you guys remember them, but I do. We're going to use this cute little hat from the Dollar Tree. It's a sun hat. It's got kind of a wide brim. They have ones now with smaller brims. And then whatever flowers go with your decor, or go with your garden, or go with your grandma's house, whatever you're going to do this with. And then, of course, a ribbon or bow. We're not going to put a bow around the band. We're just going to put a bow at the base. But, of course, the choices are endless at the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, all those different places. And, of course, you're just going to need a glue gun and some glue sticks. So the first thing we're going to do is you want to remove whatever embellishments are already on the hat. Now, you could just leave this black bow if this is your style and work around it 100%. That's an option. I did not want to do that. I actually had a little bit of the gingham ribbon left. I made a bow out of from the Hobby Lobby ribbon that I bought, and I wanted to really use that. And I really at first wanted to make it all white flowers, but you'll see I ended up adding some color to it. You also will need some shopping bags, as you can see, and a paper plate or a styrofoam plate. This will help give some stability to these Dollar Tree hats. Back in the day when you used to use the big country straw hats, they had a much firmer, oh, there's a name, not the brim, the dome, the crown part. It used to be much firmer. This one flops on a regular. So what I did was I found a paper plate that fit perfectly, put some glue around it, and then just glued it in to hold all of those shopping bags. Hey, this is a great way to recycle and upcycle all those plastic shopping bags that we get. And you won't have to worry about them even going in the landfill. Because when we use them for garbage bags, they're going to go in a landfill, right? Alright, so now that that's all set and you get the hat the way you want it, and you go ahead and decorate it any way you want it. So I'm going to show you here that the hat kind of has a back. It's where the brim is sort of the weaving ends. So that's what I wanted to make sure that was the bottom, because when you hang this on the door, what will be the bottom would be like the back of the hat, if you could actually wanted to wear this, because that's how they started. They started out being fancy hats. So I'm showing you here that you could press out this black ribbon that came on there and make a bow and use that if you want to, or any of the Dollar Tree ribbons, of course, would be a beautiful bow for this flower hat. Now, this is almost like, why is this a DIY? Because it's really a matter of taste, it's a matter of design, it's a matter of what you like, but there's just a couple of different things that are standard in these hats. They usually always have a bow and then some kind of ribbon. They always have flowers, and the flowers are usually either mirror imaged or 360 degrees around the circle, but for all intents and purposes, it's just do your own kind of design. I wanted to show you here that I'm going to do this in layers, because I'm going to show you how it looks with all just white flowers, and then we'll add some leaves, and then we'll add some colored flowers, and I'll do it in levels so that you guys can get an idea of what this would look like, just the way it is, like, you know, in different levels, obviously. So what I have here is some white Gerber daisies. I have some white hydrangea. I believe that white hydrangea is from Walmart, but the label is gone, so I don't know if it just could be like a really old one that I had, or it's from Walmart. Plus some of the green hydrangea from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to also put some of this white larkspur from the Dollar Tree in there as well. And at first, we're not even going to put leaves or greenery. We're just going to do delicate white flowers. But if you're the kind of person that loves bright colors, and if you're the kind of person who maybe loves the summer and wants to do sunflowers, this would be gorgeous with sunflowers. You could even put your lemons on there if you want like a lemon hat. That'd be so cute. But just a few different things to obviously keep it universal, and also fill in the crown on these Dollar Tree hats so they don't go and collapse on you. Okay? Now, it's not a very tall crown, so it will fit between like a door and a screen door. That's never really been a problem before. Okay? So now, as you can see, what I've done is I've put sort of my background flowers down first. And I know that we've done flower arranging on this channel before. But if you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Jeri-Ann. But I told everybody in the past I took a flower arranging course at 1-800-Flowers through Homemakers of America, and one of the things they taught us is to make your prize pieces stand out, to put them in last and make them centerpieces. A lot of times when we do flower arranging, we do the opposite. We put in the big beautiful flowers first and then build around them. But what they taught us at 1-800-Flowers is to basically build from the back to the front. So that's what we're kind of doing here. I've left the centerpiece flowers, I guess, will be the main flowers for me, will be the Gerber daisies. So I'm trying to put the hydrangea around, as well as the 2 white larkspur up towards the top of the hat. I wanted to use the larkspur. My birthday's in July, and that's my birth flower. When I found them in white, I was very excited. I was a little too excited. And I like the way that the green hydrangea looks. A green hydrangea, if you have a white hydrangea, it'll come up green first. So it's almost like an immature. So it kind of just reminds me of like fresh and new. Plus, it feels white and neutral, but it's not. Does that make sense? So it kind of gives you dimension instead of just plain white flowers. That's one of the things I like about the Gerber daisy, is it does have that dark center. Just like if you had a white sunflower, they have like the dark center, which kind of breaks up all the white, which is nice. So after I have glued, I just put a little glue on the stems. This will hold. This is Gorilla Hot Glue, but it'll hold anyway to this hat. After I just put a little hot glue at the bottom of the stem, and I just designed around. So I put the bottom of the hat towards me, and I told you the bottom of the hat is basically where they stopped weaving around. They start to tuck the end under. You can kind of notice that on woven hats. So here's where we're going to start to add a little bit more color. I have some flowers that are left over. Because I wanted to keep it symmetrical, anything that I had that just had 2 left on it, then I went ahead and I thought it would be pretty. Those pink ones are absolutely gorgeous. I don't remember the name of them. I apologize. But the basically the pink with the light tips, the little pink bunches down at the bottom, I believe that they're calling them delphinium. I feel like I want to say, but they're all from the Dollar Tree, all of these florals, so you can get them. And then I was excited to find this last haul. I found the wildflower bouquet, I think they were called, or wildflower bunch, and those sort of fern type leaves came off of them. I really liked the color, as well as those white yellowy clusters of flowers that looked almost like weeds. They were really cool. But one of the things that really makes this feel like old but updated is the addition of what would be baby's breath. Now, back in the 80s, all of the country stuff that we did was totally covered with baby's breath. If it was like a potpourri sachet, you would stick baby's breath on the ribbon. It was any kind of flower arrangement was just full of baby's breath. But the Dollar Tree has baby's breath that actually look like little tiny flowers. They look like little tiny carnations, forget-me-nots almost. And those are way too big. What they do have is something called gypsum they came out with, which is basically little styrofoam balls at the end of branches. And that's okay, but my favorite thing to use in place of baby's breath is the Queen Anne's lace. The Queen Anne's lace from the Dollar Tree really does have that feel of the baby's breath had back in the day. Now, I don't know if you paid attention to what I'm doing as opposed to what I'm saying, but what I have done is I haven't glued any of the new flowers down. I haven't glued anything after the white because I want to test it out. So that's one of the keys to making flower arrangements like this, is that you can put them in dry, see how they look, and then go ahead and glue them in after the fact. That would just be a way to move it around to design it the way you want it. Okay? And that's what we're going to go ahead and do now. So I've finally found placements of things that I like, so I'm pulling them out, putting glue on them, and putting them back in. These 2 fern-like plants at the top, I don't like that the way that they stick out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, once their stem glue is dry, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue the tips down a little bit rounder, like around so they stay on the brim. Okay? And one thing that was actually I did when you saw me flip the hat over, but it was off camera, and I'm so sorry about that, was I glued a hanger on the back. Just across from the actual bottom of the hat, I did one of my, you fold a piece of jute in half, you tie a knot on one end, and we just went ahead and glued it on there. That's like our universal hanger. We use it for everything, right? I definitely cut that out of the video because I was like, they're just looking at the bottom of this plate. There's no need for that. Okay. And now this is what it looks like with just flowers, with just added the pink and then add a little bit of the green. And then we'll stick the Queen Anne's lace in there as well. So there is two sort of tips. And I mean, here's another tip for it. Some of the flowers you want to be like laying on the brim, but some of them you want to kind of be on the crown of the hat. And so some you will have almost standing up. And some you'll have laying down, which is going to sound weird the way I'm saying it, but if I think you guys understand what I'm saying. So some you definitely want to be standing up, and some you want to be laying down. But again, that's a matter of personal choice. That's just one of the tips for how this became, this throwback we used to do back in the day. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick in those 4 pieces of Queen Anne's lace. Again, don't they look like old-fashioned baby's breath, if you guys remember from the 80s? Throwback Thursday? What? Okay. Yeah, exactly. And here's where I'm going to glue those greens down in the front. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. It was fun. I do love this series. I hope you guys are still loving it. I do love this modern update on this craft we used to do back in the day. If you guys have any questions at all, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share with friends and family. Anybody you know might be interested in remembering or making one of these hats. And if you haven't yet, click subscribe. And when you do, a little bell will pop up. When you ring that bell, YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new video. And as always, you take care, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye!